So, OpenAI just had their big annual dev day. And wow, the shockwaves are still ripping through the entire AI world. Today, we're going to break down exactly what they dropped, what it all means, and whether this is a huge leap forward or something else entirely. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's just cut right to the chase with the one single question that absolutely blew up the internet the second this event ended. With all these new tools and features they announced, did OpenAI just, wipe a whole category of AI startups right off the map? But hey, before we can even get into that debate, we've got to be on the same page about what actually happened. So let's do a quick flyby of the key announcements that have everybody talking. And I mean everybody. Okay, so they threw a ton of stuff at us, but let's boil it down to the big headliners. There were some new enterprise goodies for Codex and some massive API updates. We're talking GPT-5 Pro and Sora 2 Pro are now in the hands of developers. But the two we're really going to zero in on today are Apps and Agent Kit. Apps let you pull other applications directly into ChatGPT. And Agent Kit, that's a whole new playground for building powerful AI agents. These two, man, these are the ones that could really, really shake things up. And this number right here, this is why it all matters so much. 800 million. That's how many people are using ChatGPT every single week. So when they add a new feature, it's not just a feature. It's an instant standard with an absolutely mind-boggling reach that sends tidal waves through the whole tech ecosystem. And that massive number, that incredible scale, it leads us right into the first big debate. The whole startup killer theory. Is OpenAI just using its sheer size to look at what smaller, innovative companies are doing and, well, just build it themselves and swallow the market? The argument for yes is pretty straightforward. It all comes down to distribution, right? When your competitor has a direct pipeline to 800 million users, how on earth is any startup, no matter how clever or how brilliant, supposed to compete with that kind of reach? It feels almost impossible. But here's the thing that's so interesting. The startups themselves, they're not exactly rolling over and playing dead. They're coming out defiant, even optimistic. The founder of Lindy, one of the companies everyone thought was in the crosshairs, he basically said, "Welcome to the club, OpenAI." He framed it as proof that they're working on the most important problem in AI. So what we're really looking at is this classic showdown. On one side, you have OpenAI with its insane distribution, native integration, and that household name brand. But on the other side, you've got the startups fighting back with things like deep integration. Think Zapier connecting to over 8,000 apps. Plus, model flexibility, because a lot of people want to use different models, not just OpenAI's. It really is the classic David versus Goliath story playing out in real time. All right, on to the second major question. And if you're sitting there thinking, this whole apps in ChatGPT thing sounds kind of familiar, well, you're not crazy. OpenAI tried something like this before with GPTs, which was supposed to be this revolutionary AI app store, but it just fizzled out. So is this just a fresh coat of paint on a failed idea, or is something different this time? The skeptical view is pretty simple. Take the demo where they designed a logo using Canva inside ChatGPT. I mean, why would you ever use a watered-down, stripped-down version of Canva inside a chat window when the full, powerful, amazing version is literally one click away on its own website? You're giving up powerful features for what seems like a tiny little bit of convenience. But, and this is a big but, here's where things get really, really interesting. This shows a totally new kind of interaction. This isn't just watching a video inside a chat window. This is like having a personal tutor sitting next to you. You're watching a Coursera lecture, you hit a confusing part, you pause, and you just ask ChatGPT, "Hey, can you explain that concept to me like I'm 5?" That's something that standalone app could never do. So that's the real secret sauce, right? A good app integration isn't just a window into another piece of software. It's when ChatGPT has deep context about what you're doing. Like in the Zillow demo, where you could ask about things Zillow itself doesn't know, like how close is this house to a good dog park? It creates a whole new experience that's way more powerful than just the two apps by themselves. And all of this, it points to something bigger, a hidden story, maybe. The real, long-term strategy OpenAI might be playing here, which might have nothing to do with competing with these startups head-on. There's this theory floating around, and it's being called the context black hole. The strategy is for ChatGPT to become this essential, central hub that just sucks in all the context from everything you do across all your other apps. By doing that, they could build a competitive advantage, a moat, that is just insurmountable.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Once you've used Coursera with this AI genius sitting next to you, ready to explain anything at any moment, going back to the regular app feels kind of dumb, right? It feels limited. It feels broken. You get walked into that better, smarter experience.
And that leaves us with this one kind of scary question, doesn't it? Once your software has its own personal AI assistant built in, can you ever really go back to the old way? This isn't just about adding new features. It's about fundamentally rewiring our expectations of software, creating a dependency that could be nearly impossible to break. For a lot of companies out there, this might not be evolution. It could be extinction.